Alright, what's up everyone? I'm Faloki, and I'm back with some more of the Dolphins franchise rebuild series. So, last episode we left off at the draft, and we ended up drafting very well. We got a pretty decent quarterback who sadly doesn't have a hidden development. We got a star running back for the future, and we have pretty much fixed our offensive line for the time being. But we didn't make too many changes on the defense, so hopefully what we have here and what we did in free agency can help us through next season. So really, before week 1 of preseason, I just want to make a couple changes. So if we go to the free agency, we do have a lot of depth at wide receiver, but adding Kendrick Bourne seems like a good plan because he's only 25 and he has a very well-rounded skill set, and he could end up being a wide receiver 2 or wide receiver 3, so I'm going to be signing him to the active roster for this year. And that's going to be the only main moves that I'm going to make before the season starts. So now we have added Kendrick Bourne, and one other thing that I'm going to do is for the preseason, I would like to see how the strong safety that we drafted will do because as you can see, Rashad Jones, he's getting pretty old, so we're going to need to find our strong safety for the future, and hopefully Leonard Boyd can fill that spot. Alright, with that out of the way, before we head into our first week of preseason, I would just like to show you my XP sliders that I have. I'm using T-Dog's XP sliders from Operation Sports, which apparently everyone really likes, so some of these numbers seem a little high to me, but I'm just going to try them out, and if we need to adjust, I can adjust midway through the season. And I have also made the injury slider at 13 because I read a lot of things that people were saying, and everyone said that between 10 and 15 really works well for them, but I think there's a lot of different things that go into the injury slider, so we'll probably change that throughout the season as well. But without further ado, I'm going to sim the first few weeks of the preseason, and I will see you how we do after each game. Alright, so in our first game of the preseason, as you can see, we ended up losing 21-8 against the New York Giants, and our offense didn't do very well. We didn't get to see much of the starters this game because it was the first week of preseason, so I believe backups play most of the game, which I think is 3 quarters. So, as you can see, Max Spiegel, he did pretty well. He only had 9 attempts, but he completed 6 of them, had a touchdown, no interceptions. I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick as a backup had a touchdown and an interception as well. And rushing, we can't really see what Crockett did. He only had 2 carries for -1 yards, so not great, but a very small sample size. And if we go and look at the defense, not much happened. We didn't have any sacks, we didn't have any interceptions, so pretty disappointing day for the defense. And finally, we're going to go to receiving to see who had the most yards, and Albert Wilson, he did pretty decent with 57 yards, but everyone else on the team, it was really just a slow day for the entirety of the team. So hopefully we can pick it up before next week and do well against the Kansas City Chiefs. Alright, so after simming week 2 of the preseason, once again we ended up losing. We did put up quite a bit of points against the Kansas City Chiefs, and our running game did do pretty well, but once again, not a big sample size to be seen from Max Spiegel with only 6 completions on 8 attempts. But he didn't throw an interception, still hasn't thrown an interception. Our running did very well. Kalen Ballage, he had 84 yards on only 4 attempts. He did have a touchdown, so he probably had a big run. Yeah, he had a 71-yard touchdown run. And Moses Crockett, he ended up getting 41 yards on 10 carries, 4.1 per attempt. Not bad whatsoever. So we did do pretty well. Preston Williams and Kendrick Bourne leading the overall receiving yards. But our defense once again did not get much production. There were no sacks and no interceptions once again. So hopefully our defense can pick it up, but our offense is looking pretty decent. And after week 3, we ended up losing once again, 31-24. So our offense is able to put some points on the board, but our defense cannot stop anyone. It was a pretty bad day for Max Spiegel. No touchdowns, 1 interception. He did have 17 attempts, so we did get to see more of what he could do. And he didn't really show out too well. Ryan Fitzpatrick, he had 116, a touchdown, no interceptions on 16 attempts. Our rushing game didn't do very well, but Moses Crockett, he had 40 yards, not horrible. Receiving, Kendrick Bourne leads the team. And if we go to the defense, once again, no sacks, no interceptions. Our defense just isn't doing very well. So hopefully we can fix that before the regular season. We have one more game against the Seattle Seahawks in the preseason. I will try to switch up the defensive scheme to see if that will help whatsoever, and then I will see you after that game. Alright, so here after the last game of the preseason, this was definitely the worst offensive game we played, and the worst defensive as well. We ended up losing 33-3, and we just could not get anything going. Our starters didn't play much. Max Spiegel only had 5 attempts. Moses Crockett only had 4 attempts, but apparently we just couldn't get the ball because Rashad Penny had 25 carries, Chris Carson had 11, and our receiving game, like, there was nothing that could really come out of it. Albert Wilson led the entirety of the game. But once again, our defense could not get any interceptions or sacks. But a pretty nice thing to see is that Shaquem Griffin, the brother that only has one hand, he ended up getting 2 sacks and an interception. So a very good day for him. It's nice to see that. It's a nice little story of him being in the NFL. So yeah, horrible game overall in the preseason. But now I'm going to get into the overall preseason stats. So if we look at the stats of the preseason, Ryan Fitzpatrick, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Max Spiegel, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. So not great whatsoever. Moses Crockett, he didn't do too bad. So hopefully we can somewhat pick it up in the regular season. But I will see you in the first regular season game, and I'm actually going to play that game, and then that will be the end of the episode.
Hello, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Coming up, we've got a good one between the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, ponchos and slickers, usually a necessity buy whenever you make your way to Hard Rock Stadium this time of year. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins. With my good friend Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, we have arrived at another new season. Had a little more pep in my step this morning. I know you did as well. Here we go.
Yeah, when you went out for your 5-mile jog, you were flying. You did it in record time because you were psyched up about this game. But let's be frank about it. No more radio shows, no more podcasts, no more just predict.
They'll be led out by the first Wyoming quarterback to go in the first round. Standing 6'5", it's Josh Allen.
Alright, so here we are in our first game of the regular season. We had to rock the All Blues coming out at home in our first game, so hopefully we can actually maybe even win it. I don't think we're going to win, but maybe we can find some success defensively as a team. We are starting out on defense against the Buffalo Bills.
Play fake to Singletary, and now it's Allen.
And within the first 4 plays of the first ever regular season game, our team gets the first ever sack that they've gotten so far in this series. So it's nice to see. We didn't get any sacks whatsoever throughout the preseason, but we ended up getting a sack very early on in the regular season. So it's definitely nice to see, and we do get a pretty nice run stop. They get 5 yards, but it's alright. We're playing some pretty good defense. Now we have to play some coverage. We're going to do some cover 3. And hopefully our team won't let us down. If we can get a stop here, that'd be big because our defense has been atrocious the entirety of the preseason. Ooh, I almost picked it off, but it doesn't matter. We ended up stopping them 4th and 15. Now we are going to receive the punt and get into our first offensive possession. Alright, so here in our first offensive possession, we are going to start with an inside zone to our rookie, Moses Crockett. We have both of our rookies at our big positions, running back and quarterback. And Moses Crockett ended up fumbling immediately, but we did recover it. So, not a great play, but we ended up recovering it. A fumble is not great to see for our first ever carry with our running back, but we're going to go into a pass play, a play action, and see what our quarterback can do. Alright, a nice little rollout, a nice little pass, 1 attempt, 1 completion, 10 yards. Now we're going to go right back to a run play with our running back, and why not just go back to an inside zone? We got 9 yards the first time. We ended up fumbling, but maybe we can get the yards once again without the fumble. And we do. We end up getting a pretty nice gain. Moses Crockett so far doing very well. 2 carries, 24 yards. Not bad whatsoever. That fumble was not great to see, but it's all right. He's doing fine. He's doing fine. Overall, our offense is doing pretty well. It's playing pretty smooth. It's nice to see. Hopefully, Spiegel can continue to be accurate with the sideline pass to. Is that Preston Williams? Yes, it is. A 21-yard reception. So our offense has played very well in the beginning of this game. Now we are going to go back to the run with Moses Crockett. We are going to go run to the right into Ed Oliver, and we end up getting stopped very early because our offensive line did not pick up the block, but that is all right. We are within the red zone. And as you can see, our draft class, a great draft class. We got some good offensive linemen and 2 stars that are going to be leading our team. But now we are at 3rd and goal, 8 yards away from the end zone. And we just got to try to put points on the board, whether that's a field goal or a touchdown. Hopefully a touchdown. That is a horrible pass. Yeah, that was completely my fault. I saw him open, but I didn't realize how far away I was. So a horrible pass on my part, and I threw away that offensive possession. But now it's back onto the defense, and hopefully we can get something done.
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you, so you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Allen's throw is complete. 20, 10, and all the way home for a Bills touchdown.
Alright, so after some poor coverage and some poor tackling, I don't know why I called the man-to-man, but we ended up giving a touchdown, a very bad touchdown, but hopefully our offense can come back and make it back up. Alright, so back on offense with Max Spiegel and Moses Crockett. We're going right back to the inside zone that found us so much success early on. And Max Crockett, he keeps getting first downs. He's doing very well on the running. And he's finding the holes that he needs to get through.
And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Alright, on an in route, we ended up getting the ball to Kendrick Bourne, I believe. And he did get a pretty decent pickup. We're getting first downs. We were just unable to get the score in the last possession because of my horrible read. We got to go for a big play, and Max Spiegel, he's a rookie. It doesn't matter if he gets interceptions. He's got to get something done. Oh, and Devontae Parker, he drops it. He drops the ball. That was a great move by him to get open, but just Max Spiegel, he threw it too high. He lobbed it too much, and it took too long to get the ball to Devontae Parker.
I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle.
Yeah, I think that might be the spot.
Oh, and on 3rd and 10, Raekwon McMillan ends up getting an interception, and he returned it to the 15, and now we are in some very good field position to try to get the offense their first touchdown of the regular season. We got to get something. We're going to go with the slants. We're going to put Mike Gesicki on an out route and slants cheese our way to victory, hopefully. Or an out route, which he drops. He ends up dropping a wide open catch. Unfortunate. He was open. It was a good read by Max Spiegel. A good throw. He got him there, but Mike Gesicki, he just couldn't hold it. He couldn't bring it in, but now it is back to the defense after a lot of offensive struggles. Alright, so here we are, 2.5 minutes left before the halftime. And a bad throw by Max Spiegel. He just overthrew him completely, and it's another interception. All right, so now 4th and 11. Late in the game, we need a big play. We have to score before halftime if we want any chance. And
picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. He will score. Touchdown, Buffalo.
all right, so here with 14 seconds left, 3rd and 3, we're going to be looking for Kendrick Bourne on the out route. And he does catch it, but it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get back to the line of scrimmage in time. If only he could have got 1 more yard and got into the end zone. But now we're going to be going into halftime down 17-0.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full...
All right, so here in the second half, after receiving the second half kickoff, we are going to try to continue with the run, see if we can just let the run carry us to victory this game. Like, we can get first downs, but we need to be able to score. Moses Crockett, he's doing very well. We just need to find a way to get him the ball and give him the options that he needs to be able to put the ball into the end zone.
2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's
all right, so here on 3rd and goal, we are still down 17-0, and the Bills have just been running it down our throats. Hopefully we can get a stop here, and we do. We actually end up getting a sack, which our 2nd of the season, I believe, so not bad. We just need our offense to do something, and it's my fault that the passing game can't get going. I haven't played Madden in a long time, so I'm really letting this team down, but really, I think we need to try to focus on the run game. We are down 20-0, and hopefully we can find a way to at least put some points on the board. All right, so here, 3rd and 3 in the red zone, 9 yards away from the end zone. We need to find someone, and Devontae Parker, can he make the catch? And he does. We finally get our first touchdown of the season to Devontae Parker. A nice contested catch for him. And now we are down 20-6. And I mean, there's a possibility that we come back, but it's not looking likely. Alright, so we did end up getting a 3 and out for the Buffalo Bills, and now we are receiving the ball via punt with 10 minutes left in the 4th quarter, and they are going to pin us down. And no, they do not. Luckily, it rolls into the end zone just barely, so we're going to get the ball at the 20-yard line, and I think we're going to have to stick with the run game and just hope for the best. Maybe we can do a screen pass. Actually, screen passes have never worked for me, so I'm going to go with an inside zone once again to Moses Crockett. He's going to need to be our big playmaker, and he ends up getting a nice 15-yard gain. He's been getting good yardage when holes do open. It's really just a matter of our offensive line not blocking as well as they could. Alright, so 3rd and 20 with 7 minutes left. We have to go for something big. We just have to kind of throw the ball up and hope that Devontae Parker can do something. And he does. He makes a contested catch on the single coverage. I don't know why they brought the safety down, because single coverage is not enough to cover Devontae Parker. He makes a great catch, and now we are within scoring distance. We are in the red zone. Alright, so 4th and 11. We have to go for it. We have to get something going. And we cannot. We just, there's not a lot of time. Xavier Howard with an insane interception. I don't know how he got that, but we've gotten the ball back, and it's hopefully not going to be reviewed. It was upheld, and we do end up having the ball. We have 4 minutes, and once again we have another chance to try to score after that unfortunate 4th and 11 that did not end up working. And Moses Crockett, he just can't find anything. He got a 3 to 4 yard pickup, but other than that, there was just nothing. So I think we're going to have to try to go in the air and see what we can do. Alright, so here we are, Marshawn Lynch, fullback dive. Are we going to be able to find our way into the end zone? We're running right at Ed Oliver. And Marshawn Lynch, he cannot get anything. The offensive line gets blown up, but I have an idea. I have an idea that could possibly work.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making.
So with the pitch to the outside, we get Moses Crockett his first ever touchdown in the NFL. He had a preseason touchdown, but that doesn't count. He actually had 2 preseason touchdowns, but we actually end up finding a way to get him to score in the regular season. So now we are only down 1 touchdown, and after this field goal, we are going to be going for the onside kick and hoping for the best. All right, so after that kickoff, I ended up not going for the onside kick, and we end up getting a sack, a strip fumble, and that's going to be returned for a touchdown. My God, everything is going our way in this 4th quarter. Defensively, they have somehow been able to pick it up, and now the game is tied, and we have a chance to take the lead with a field goal with the PAT. And I didn't even get to say it, but I decided not to go with the onside kick because I forgot that we had all of our timeouts. I was thinking at halftime we used all of our timeouts, but we had all our timeouts, so I decided I'll just kick it off, and we ended up actually getting a strip sack. So we're just going to kick it off once again, and hopefully our defense can play some defense and stop them from scoring, and then we could actually win our opening season game. Alright, so here on 3rd and 1, they end up going for a pass, and we stopped them behind the line. Cole Beasley just did not want to cross the first down line, and now it is 4th and 1, and they're going to have to try to do something big, and we're the Dolphins. We got to do what we got to do. We're going with an all-out blitz. It might be a bad decision because they're going to be trying to throw, but if we can just not give Josh Allen the amount of time that he needs to actually find someone open, we might be able to do something. But we're going all-out blitz, as I said, and hopefully we can find something. Oh, no. I really thought that I messed that up when I tried to go for a strip sack once again. I do not know why, but since I tried to go for a strip sack, it just made my guy run straight past Josh Allen. But we do end up getting the sack, and we have the ball back with under 2 minutes left to go. And it's really about getting this first down. If we can get a first down, it looks like it could be over.
Sometimes they get the set they want. They go right to the blitz, and in this case, they nailed.
All right, so here on 3rd and 5, if we get this first down, it will be just running out the clock, and it's looking like we have a big hole, and we end up getting the first down with Moses Crockett, and it's looking like that might be the end of the game. We might have just won our season opener, and if we look at it mathematically, we can really just kneel out this clock, but I'm going to try to get Moses Crockett another touchdown, so hopefully we don't have any fumbles or anything bad happen. And there we go. We might have left them too much time, but Moses Crockett, he finds a way to get the touchdown. He had a very good hole blocked, and they opened the hole for him very well, and he just ran right through it, right into the end zone, and he got his 2nd touchdown of the game. A very nice play for him, and now we are going to go up 2 possessions. So I called my timeout, and we are going for 2. We are going to go for 2, and we are going to try to make it a 2-possession game so that there is no way that we can lose this. And we just gotta hope. Maybe it was a bad decision to not run the clock out. And it was not. We are the greatest team of all time. We found Kendrick Bourne in the back of the end zone on the slant, or it was just, I think, an in route. But now we are up 9. We are up 2 possessions, and we've basically won this game. As long as we don't miraculously find a way to allow the Bills to score twice within 53 seconds, we should be fine.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. As time has run out.
All right, and that will do it. We end up making a miraculous second half comeback. I believe we were down 20-0 in the second half, and we ended up winning 29-0. A very, very nice comeback to win the game. As you can see, I got an achievement to come back from 17 points at halftime. I don't play Madden a lot, so that achievement should show you that I don't really play this game, but we do end up winning. We end up playing very well in the second half and taking over the total yardage, and our run game did very well. Moses Crockett really proved that he is a star running back and he can make a big difference on this team. And Max Spiegel, he started slow. I started very slow. I was doing very poorly. So Max Spiegel's interceptions, at least 2 of them are on me, if not all 3. But he ended up doing fine. He got a touchdown. It doesn't matter how many interceptions he had. He won the game. Moses Crockett, 113 yards, 2 touchdowns. A great game for him. Receiving Devontae Parker, he had some big catches. He had the touchdown. He had a great long catch, and that really helped us. Kendrick Bourne, he did very well. He had that 2-point conversion to end the game. Preston Williams, he did pretty good as well. And now if we go to defense, our defense actually did something. Ed Oliver, he had 3 sacks. Not good on our offensive line. They had a lot of sacks this game, but we ended up getting a couple sacks ourselves. I think we had 4? Yeah, we had 4 sacks on the game, and we had an interception from Raekwon McMillan and Xavier Howard. And if we look at it, we had a forced fumble by who do we have? Darren Lee had a forced fumble, which then someone else ended up recovering and taking it for a touchdown. So a very good game. We found a way to win the game. We had 22 points in the 4th quarter. So yeah, that is going to do it for this episode of the Dolphins franchise rebuild. The season opener, a crazy game. We started horribly. I did very bad, and I mean, I'm sorry for you having to watch my gameplay in the beginning, but we ended up picking it back up, and we ended up winning a very convincing 29-20 game against the Buffalo Bills. So I'd like to thank you for watching. Make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed this, and if you'd like to see any like shorter rebuilds or simulations, make sure you leave in the comments any teams or any players you'd like to see a simulation done for. But with that being said, I'm going to make sure to continue to create making videos for this series. And yeah, thank you for watching. Have a great day.